Hi, Richard and I are back, and I want to talk to you about our union as a whole. We have a bargaining team, and our bargaining team, if you look in the policy file, they're supposed to be the people that go out, that we've elected within our DLC to go out and represent us at the bargaining table. And I don't see that happening. A couple of years ago, we had a member who was not a steward and was not part of the bargaining team. He was told that they wanted him to participate in a meet and confer because he took his Caltrans vehicle home and they wanted to put the GPS on it to monitor it. Well, it ended up that he bargained for all of Caltrans employees that the GPS was going to be installed in the vehicles because of all the bad publicity that Caltrans has recently received. So, and when we found out about it, it was from management that said, your union told us to do this. So we were very upset that we had stewards that were in that district that could have sat on that bargaining team, myself included, having prior bargaining experience. And I would have made sure that the GPS was to monitor the fleet and not the employee. And then even more so, I would have notified the members that we agreed to do this and not let that be management notify them by giving them a warning letter. And these are just one of the things that I think that the reason why we need new leadership. And when we went to Margarita Maldonado, the vice president of bargaining, and asked her why she didn't get us involved when there were stewards that had experience that were capable of doing this task, she said, her exact words was, quote, she has become desensitized to meet and confers because she gets so many of them to where they may be spray the building or they're going to paint, and she's just desensitized with them. But my issue with that is that you're on full-time union leave, okay? You don't go to work, and your job is to work for the members that SEIU represent. You're not supposed to be desensitized with anything. So how could you represent us, and how could you tell me that you're spending X amount of dollars on bargaining when you have non-stewards do it? Because you have to be a steward to receive union leave. So guess what? The state gave this employee administrative time off. The union didn't put a dime into that meeting that they had. So again, I'm wondering how much money is being misused or misdirected, and we just don't know how much. I mean, there's so many different things going on that I encourage you to get involved. And Richard, I'm going to let you finish it off.
Jackie's right. And I think this problem is a reflection of a larger problem. Financial transparency. I hear this every day in every email. Where is all of this money going? I can't tell you because we don't have financial transparency. And what they will tell you is not the entire story. Now, we can pull up your tax returns, but they don't even fill them out correctly. And so, when you have members that have to sue you to take a look at their financial records, what does that tell you about the organization you belong to? Somehow, our leader thinks that we should run like a corporation. Corporations hide money and do things to profit their shareholder. But listen to what I just said. They hide money, they tell prospective buyers or investors one thing, but they tell the IRS another. Two sets of books. But the whole idea is to maximize shareholder wealth. And so it's accepted. So if a corporation does something wrong, they pay the fine and keep it moving because their shareholder wants to be rewarded. In our case, we the members are shareholders, but we're not getting any rate of return on our money. In fact, they won't tell you where the money is spent. And so it raises the issue, where is all the money going? You need a new leader that's going to make the financial documents transparent. And I'm not just saying that to get your vote. I'm saying that because that is the truth. And once you can tell people where the money is going, now decisions can be made if we want to continue to operate like that. I've heard a lot of people tell me, we don't want to support Fight for 15. We don't want to support the child care campaign or other issues. Well, then we need to have a transparent voting process. And if our members overall say we don't want our money being used in these areas, then we must stop. This is about inclusion of our members and letting their voices be heard and letting the power of the vote reflect their wishes. I know this sounds weird, but this is the United States of America. This can be done. And I won't take a defeatist attitude and say that this is how the union operates and it's always going to operate like this, it'll never change. That's not my attitude, that's not Jackie's attitude. So what we're asking for is for you to let your voice be heard, to please vote, to ask for a duplicate ballot if you don't have one, to please photocopy that vote along with the envelope where you signed your name, because there's concern that bad ballots are going out, there's concern that people are not getting their ballots, and questions are being asked. So if a person won't tell you about the money, they won't show you financial transparency, I'm not so sure if I can trust this person or persons to oversee the voting ballot process. That's just my personal opinion. If that offends you, then I ask you to forgive me. And so these webcasts today, we've tried to talk about some things. And anything that has offended you, then let me offend you, and not my running mate. She's got 26 years state service. She knows what she's talking about. She's been involved in many cases that have involved the union. My personal opinion, we need an overhaul, period. Financial transparency, voter transparency, treating our members with respect and dignity. I want to visit you at your work site. I don't want to take trips across the ocean. I don't want to take trips to DC or to other places, trying to build strategic alliances. No, my strategic alliance is to Jackie and to you. Because if I get in office, who voted me in office? You did. And even those who didn't vote for me in office, I still have to respond to them as well. You are my alliances. You're my number one concern, and it's always been that case. I look at it from the financial interest. Jackie's looking at it from the fact that people's cases are not being grieved. You don't feel like you can go to the union and have your case fought with intensity. And so this is what we're trying to convey to you. But I will say this, if you elect me as your leader, I promise you, Governor Brown won't get his pension compromised with us. We've already compromised with him enough. We've already given too much money since 2008. I will fight for you. I will use the power of the media. I will use our own SEIU Local 1000 channel. Yes, we do have a news media channel, but we haven't been using it lately. I will use that to our advantage. I promise you. I may be somewhat passionate. I may come across as somewhat intense, but the one thing, if you elect me, you'll never second guess on me. It's the fact that I fought for you, and more importantly, your money. And comes money, comes respect. I'm Richard Lewis Brown.
And I'm Jacqueline McCullum, and we'll be right back.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jackie, and I'd like to talk to you about allamericanpreventioncenter.com. Are you facing a foreclosure? Have you been turned down on a remodification loan? Behind on your mortgage payment? Guess what? www.allamericanpreventioncenter.com can help you. For more information, look up www.allamericanpreventioncenter.com. Don't wait until you lose your home. allamericanpreventioncenter.com.